Hey guys, I'm Ivory and today I'm going to be trying and reviewing the Flower Beauty Jet Set Invisible Powder Spray. When I saw this on Trendmood, I was as intrigued as I was confused. I was reading through the comments because a lot of people were interested, but they weren't sure what the purpose was. So a lot of people were asking, is this a setting spray? Is this in replacement of blotting sheets? Can you use this in lieu of setting powder? And Flower Beauty was just kind of like, yes. I think that just made me more confused. So I had to try it because I had to answer these burning questions that I had. I did have to buy this on their official website. They said it would be sold at CVS, but I guess it's not all CVS's because of course the one that I went to didn't have it. And I don't believe that it's coming to Ulta. I could be wrong, but I don't think it is. So if you were trying to get your hands on it, I think you can only get it from the official Flower Beauty website or CVS. But even then you might want to call ahead of time to ask if they even have it because mine didn't. So in case you have not heard about this product, it is an aerosol. It contains 1.5 ounces and it retails for $14. Just for reference, I do have a can of hairspray right here so you can see how small this looks in comparison. Looks are deceiving because in the promo pics this looks a lot bigger. So the two main questions that I want answered is, can I use this in lieu of setting spray, and can I use this in lieu of blotting sheets? So this is my game plan. I'm gonna put on my foundation, my makeup, and all that stuff, and then half my face I will be using my normal setting powder, and then the other half of my face I'm going to use the setting spray and see how it looks side by side. And then I'm gonna wear my makeup and then come back after a couple hours because this isn't a wear test. I just want to see if this will absorb oil and mattify me. I'm going to start off by priming my face. I'm going to try the Flower Beauty Supernova Celestial Priming Whip Mousse. I bought this at the same time that I bought this spray. I also bought their foundation as well. I think this is the first foundation that they came out with. I could be wrong. I have not worn this yet, but I am planning on doing a makes me nervous because this is glass. I am planning on doing a dedicated wear test on this, but I'm not gonna do it today. But I was also very interested in the priming mousse. I love all things mousse. I just think it makes things so much more fun. I'm just gonna add a little bit and see. Okay, a little bit goes a long way. And I still have plenty here. I don't think I'm gonna use it all. It smells nice. I don't know what it smells like. All right, so I definitely added some luminosity to my skin. It says that it's packed with a blend of antioxidants to soothe and rejuvenate skin, and that the primer is supposed to leave a soft radiance to diffuse the look of fine lines and pores. I mean, it definitely leaves a radiance, but when you get up close, there's sparkle in it. If you get up close, it's almost like very, very fine glitter. But when you touch my skin, it doesn't feel like there's glitter all over my face. I see it, but I don't feel it. So I don't know how I feel about this product. It's fun, but right now I don't feel like it adds any extra benefit to adding it into my makeup routine. For foundation, I'm gonna be mixing two. I'm using the Essence Pretty Natural foundation alongside with the Maybelline Dream Urban Cover. I'm almost out of my Essence foundation, which is why I'm mixing this one. I bought this Maybelline foundation before I decided to go cruelty-free, so I'm just using it up. And in case you were wondering, I do have wear tests on both of these foundations, so if you wanna check them out, they'll be up in the cards. This is a really nice shade match. By the way, the shades that I'm using in the Essence Pretty Natural is 190 Neutral Sandstone, but I wanted to darken it a little bit because I have been self-tanning my face. And then the Maybelline Dream Urban Cover, I'm using 228 Soft Tan. The self-tanner that I'm using it only on my face to match with the rest of my body. The rest of my body has no tanner anymore from the last time I did that self-tanning video, but my face is constantly lighter than the rest of my body. So I've been using the Isle of Paradise self-tanning drops, and I've been adding those drops into my moisturizer so that my face is a little bit closer to the rest of my body. And you know what's really funny is when I made that self-tanning video, I made a comment when I was doing my arms about how my underarms are always really dark and I've tried so many things to brighten them. After that video, I got sent a product to brighten my under eyes. It's called the Original Under Eye Brightening Cream, and I apply this twice a day. It's by the brand Forgotten Skincare. But I've been trying this ever since that tanning video, and I made that comment about my dark underarms. It's way too early to tell if there is a difference. I don't see a difference right now, but I'm still trying it out. And then I'm gonna add some concealer. I'm using the Flower Beauty Light Illusions Full Coverage Concealer. I use this all the time. It's one of my favorite concealers up to date. And then on the outer parts of my eyes, I use the ColourPop No Filter Concealer. And now is when I would typically set my makeup with powder. So I'm gonna go in with a spray. Hold on, before I do, I just wanna see how this sprays. It smells like hairspray, and you can barely see it, but I got it on my hand. Oh, you see it dries down into this white patch. I hope it doesn't do that up to my face. But when I touch it, it just feels matte. Right, here we go. Give it a shake. Okay, you can definitely see where I sprayed. The initial spray hit certain areas and you get these circles right here. What happens if I blend it? Okay, it blends out easy enough when I touch it. Interesting, it feels set. Like if I powdered it down. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and set the other half of my face with normal setting powder. I'm using the Dermablend loose setting powder. This is one of my favorite powders to use, and I'm just gonna go in with a puff and set it like I normally would. When I feel both sides, I don't feel a difference. Both sides look mattified and they feel completely set. I don't have any tackiness. Interesting. I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward doing the rest of my makeup. If you're curious about any of the products that I'm using, they will be listed in my description box below. All right, so now that my makeup is on, I'm gonna give it one final spray. I'm gonna go ahead and do my entire face this time. That is a strong spray. And that is it for now. This time around, I don't have any of those white spots. If you move fast and you don't linger around a spot for too long, you won't get those white spots. That's what I've learned. But my face feels nice and matte. I also wanted to say that the primer that I used when I put on my foundation, before I set it, both foundations that I use are medium coverage, and it really just covered up that radiance. So I would pass on this actually. The radiance that you get is very easily covered. And as far as diffusing my fine lines and pores, I don't feel like it really did that. My makeup looks about the same as it always does. So this primer is a pass for me. But that is it for now. I will come back in a couple more hours and I'm gonna try and touch up with the powder. All right, it is 8 hours later. A couple things that I did notice, just a reminder, this is the side with the Flower Beauty spray. I can see on my under eye that my concealer creased, whereas this side, it didn't. And my base products are the same that I use all the time, so I know how they wear. So this creasing is an anomaly for me. And for that matter, this entire under eye just doesn't look as smooth as this side. It looks like it's broken down a little bit more. My texture is showing a little bit more. It still looks good, granted, because these are good products that I used, but I feel like it just doesn't look as smooth as the side where I just powdered down. But in other areas such as my cheeks and my forehead, they look the same. But in terms of oiliness, I feel like both sides look pretty much the same. So I do feel like the spray helped prolong my oils from coming through. It just seems that there are some areas that would have looked a little bit better with a traditional setting powder versus this spray. But I'm now gonna go ahead and spray half my face just to see a side-by-side comparison, because I really wanna know if this also replaces blotting sheets. Oh yeah, it does. I'm currently editing this video, and something that I didn't notice until now is that when I sprayed my face, the spray also got on my lashes and it turned them white. So I just wanted to come back now and warn you that if you use the spray, cover your eyes, because whether you're using mascara or you're applying false lashes, you will get white residue on them, and we definitely don't want that, so cover your eyes. The shine is completely gone. You can see on the high points of my cheeks, there is no shine right here, and you can see it right here. The side is still shiny. There's still a little bit of shine in my nose right here, so I'm just gonna quickly spray it. All right, so it did mattify me, but I do see, you have to get up really close, but I can see right here on my chin that there's just a slight white cast sitting on top of my foundation. This was the sponge that I used for my foundation. I'm just gonna tap that in. I didn't add any more water to it. I'm just gonna try and press the spray in. Oh yeah, that definitely helps. I don't see a white cast of any sort anymore. So my final thoughts. In terms of it replacing my setting powder, I don't think it completely does. Like I said, my under eyes are a little bit creasy and it's just not laying as smoothly. So I think what I would do differently is I would still set all the areas where I add concealer. But for a lot of people that need to powder their entire face, I feel like this would definitely replace adding a ton of powder on your face. Because on the other areas like my cheeks and my forehead, both sides still look really good. So I would just use setting powder for the center of my face where I add concealer, and then for the rest of my face, just a really quick spritz to lightly set the other areas. And I think this would really be helpful for even people with dry skin, because I know some people that have dry skin that can't set their face because it just makes it look super crusty. I feel like this would be a really good alternative to having to set your entire face with either a pressed powder or a loose powder and worrying about that powder caking up and making your skin look dry. So I feel like this spray would help replace that step for people. And in terms of using it in replacement of my blotting sheets, I think it did a great job. I feel like this is a really nice refresher to just spray on the face. And if you're worried about that white cast, either just bring your sponge, or maybe it's as simple as just getting tissue and just really pressing it into the face to get rid of the white cast. I think this is a replacement for my blotting sheets. So this is a success for me. I'm so glad that I got my long-awaited questions finally answered. So I think this is a great replacement for blotting sheets, as well as for setting the entire face after you have your creams and your liquids down. But like I said, it works better in conjunction with setting powder still in the center of your face. So definitely worth trying if you ever get your hands on it. But that is it for this review. I hope that it was helpful, insightful, or at least entertaining. And if it was, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and feel free to comment down below what other types of videos you'd like to see from me. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. I would love to see you come back. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one.